Hello and welcome to Real Weird Sickos. My name is Tom Videogo, and I hope you're having an absolutely terrific slice of day that you're having today. And you know who's having a great slice of day? It's my good friend Jen. What's happening, Jen?
Is it blessed? Are we taking the blessed sacrament? Like Charles was saying right before we hit record, like the vaccine is the blessed sacrament.
Oh, fuck me dead. Yeah, absolutely, Charles. Charles, how's the sacrament going on your end, matey?
Well, brother, you know me. A lot of people take 2 doses. I took 25. That's how many I need. Give me 25.
Explains a lot.
Exactly, it explains a lot.
Brother, I'm sacred as can be. I took the sacrament right up the ass.
Okay, well, speaking of holies and sacraments and sacrilegious contextuals, who's our guest today, my good friend Charles?
Well, brother, let me tell you about the rugged Renaissance man, our boy, Rusty Cage.
What is up, everyone? It's good to be on this podcast, talking to my Twitter mutuals, hearing their voices for the first time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I thought it would.
Yes.
I considered all week. I was like, what if I just pretended to be British? Could I convince Rusty? If I just come on and start talking like this, hello, Rusty. Good to see you, face.
I mean, your accent now is pretty strong, so
yeah.
This seems like this could also be fake. Where are you from, Alabama?
I'm from West Virginia.
West Virginia, okay.
West Virginia.
Yeah. I'm based in West
Sweet.
Virginia.
Based
in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Big WV.
Yeah.
I only knew that because I'm looking at this map.
yes!
The sync map.
We use time.gov and it gives you the big map of the United States.
Even on time.gov, it's a red state.
Absolutely.
Oh my god, it is.
It fucking is. Oh, Struthies.
I mean, you're not too far from.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm down in Florida, so I mean,
You're closer to him than either I or Tom. So
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
you guys are practically neighbors compared to.
Yeah, Tom, I don't know if you could tell from his accent, but he's Mexican.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
¿Qué cosa? ¿Cómo está? Exactly.
He's Argentinian, you racist.
Oh,
I know.
I'm sorry. You know me.
Yeah.
Hey, so I meant to ask, like, Australia, right?
Yeah.
Just to verify. Is it as bad as it's made out to seem here? Like the situation, all the shit I see about Australia, it's just like it's under this crazy authoritarian lockdown. But it seems like that might only be in a few places.
Yeah, it's mainly the capital cities at the moment. I'm based in Melbourne, and we've been in lockdown for most of the year. We've had periods of time they can kind of go out, but it's because we have a very vulnerable situation here that stuff could go down very quickly because obviously population is drastically smaller than US, and kind of we only have like 3 big hubs. But yeah, it looks bad, but we're hopefully getting to kind of the light at the end of the tunnel because for the last 2 years I've been working at my office by myself for the entire year, so everyone's working remotely, so it's fine. I don't have to get time off, but it's fine.
Man, that seems horrific. Do you have to wear a mask inside? I thought that was one of the rules.
Only if there's other people. Like, if somebody comes in for drop off some stuff, I put the mask on. But if I'm by myself, I just keep it easy.
Have you taken the sacrament?
Yes.
Run around and cough like all over everything, all over everybody's desk, and just like rub your tongue like everywhere.
Good day, mate.
That'd be amazing. I would do that.
Well, actually,
it's really interesting. It's interesting seeing just the major contrast between different areas, how they're handling it. Like,
New
I'm in
Zealand.
Florida, and essentially nothing is happening here. There's no lockdowns. I mean, the bars are full of a bunch of unbathed people that are probably diseased in other ways.
Does anybody wear
drinking
masks?
and spitting on each other? I mean, yeah, like a little bit, but for the most part, it's probably less than about half the people I see. And inside a bar, no. I mean, you can wear a mask. The rules were before you had to wear it when you walked in, and then you could take it off, which
is stupid.
Obviously,
yeah.
makes
Well,
no
the
sense.
virus respects when people sit down to drink.
Right.
Oh.
That was the first time in California that I went to a bar.
Oh yeah.
After a while, that's what you had to do. Like you had to walk in with the mask, and when you were ordering at the bar, you had to wear it. But like as soon as you got your drink, you can just like take it off and just walk around. And it's like this is so fucking
weird.
stupid. Like this
Like
is
how
so
do
dumb.
How do adults let someone dictate that behavior to them? How do we get there?
how does anyone rationalize it where you can just, you're saying this is clearly nonsensical and futile if, I'm not going to talk about the dangers, but it's futile that these are the rules and they make no sense and you have to do them.
The greatest image of the whole pandemic was early on. There was a dude in China who had cut a hole in his mask so he could smoke. Right. And he's just standing there smoking through his mask.
That's a true rebel.
Yeah.
It's a true innovator, not rebel.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, an innovator, of course.
He's a great innovator and a national treasure. A giant.
Yeah, was it a band? I don't know if it was tongue in cheek, but they had like cut mouth holes out of their masks so they can play their instruments, like in an orchestral band.
Yeah, I saw a picture of kids, like a kids band. What do they call that? Band class, where it's all the kids sitting however far they had to have their chairs apart from one another, and they've all got little holes cut in their masks, like playing the oboe and all that stuff.
I will say,
sousaphone.
The biggest mask freak out that I saw about somebody being told to put on a mask but they didn't was actually in Orlando. So
okay.
Interesting.
I was at Walt Disney World. I was leaving for like one of the days, and there was this security lady was telling him you had to put on a mask because no matter where you were on the property at that time, you had to, even if you were outside, you had to wear a mask. So this guy's just freaking the fuck out. I ain't gonna fucking do this. And then he was talking about how he was in the military and nobody tells him what to do. And I was like, you were in the military. You lived on what people fucking told you to do. Get fucked. Yeah. Like, I don't get it. But he's freaking the fuck out. And they were calling other security, but like it was a big scene. And I shit you not, the very next day, Walt Disney World released their outdoor mask policy.
Oh, right, of course.
Like, he was literally like
missed it by that much.
10 hours before, and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. That's so stupid.
Yeah, the world has gone crazy.
But I will say New Zealand's been going quite interesting.
Crazy. The
New Zealand drops shit at like a hat drop immediately.
Yeah, New Zealand's really crazy. Like I got a friend, another friend besides Tom in Australia, who he's dating a gal in New Zealand.
You can just say Jess in pod.
Well, I can just say it, but it's but like them to get back and forth and together is just a nightmare, and just to hear a little bit of their story is because it's not.
I'm unfamiliar. I don't know what's happening down there.
Yeah, New Zealand's in like so if Australia's in a super tight like hard lockdown, New Zealand is in like full on like what would you describe it as, Tom?
I describe it as it's pretty much drop the hat because they're very small. Like I'm looking at the stats right now, and
I think they only had like 30 deaths or something like that.
Yeah, they don't want to let anybody leave their homes or like leave the country. Like they're really tightened down.
Well, they go open and close quite quickly because in total here 4,933 cases from the start to now, and with that, Australia and New Zealand have like a bubble thing where you can travel back and forth. But it's anywhere else that you can't fucking go for the most part, unless you have like a permission thing. But it's like in Australia, like I'll pull the numbers. 130 cases. So 130, 1,300. No, wait, hold on. Let's check this. 130,000 cases, only 1,404 deaths. Because our fucking population is like Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, maybe Adelaide. Those centers. Everything else is like fucking woods. So it's like
right,
like hubs and shit, and it's a lot of the older people who end up fucking copying it. But it's interesting, and hopefully it's easing up soon. Like as we're literally talking, the premier of Melbourne said shit. So that's good news. Excellent. Hopefully,
it's great news.
Because I know fucking our good friend Medi Kudos wants to get the fuck out of Australia and over to the US for VidCon, which that's something
he lied to me. He lied to me and said he was from New Zealand. How dare he?
He is from
New Zealand. He just
lives in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And he got mad at me for being confused about what he's up to.
That was too much for Charles.
How dare
he? The accents are very different, but speaking of accents...
in New Zealand they talk like this, and in Australia they talk like this.
Fish on chips.
That's not a knife.
G'day.
Yeah, let me ask you this. Can you tell the difference between me and Charles's voice?
Absolutely. Yeah, because Americanization of the language. Like I could tell Midwest, South, California, kind of East Coast, West Coast stuff.
I had a cousin. She married a fella from Texas, Now that
There is no California accent. Fuck you.
Valley Girl. Do you want me to say Valley Girl? Because I'll say Valley Girl.
I don't sound like a Valley Girl. Fuck off.
I didn't say you sound like a Valley Girl. You addressed that.
Yeah, California is kind of like it seems, at least now, a lot more neutral.
Yeah.
I think Florida is for the most part, unless you go up farther to the top where it gets
to fun.
You have to go north to get to the south.
Like if you're like in northern Florida where they're saying like I'm fixing to go over here and shit like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I get confused sometimes because I go openly Australian online. Like I openly say struth a lot. And that was like fucking no one gets the fuck
talk about eating Vegemite all the time.
G'day.
Often showing off your knives, throwing shrimps on Barbies.
Yeah, Bogan is essentially the redneck of Australia.
Besides, like Australia being fucking weird, what's the weirdest place you've ever been, Rusty?
Ooh, weirdest place? I mean, I haven't really traveled too much. I probably Japan to be.
Awesome.
You know what? When I went to Japan, it was probably about 4 years ago, and of course, everyone wears masks there all the time, anyways.
Yeah.
And I remember just being on the subway. It's interesting because, like, in Tokyo, it's a very, very big city. So there's parts on the outskirts that are rural as hell, completely contrasting, like, the metropolitan area. And on the outskirts, it's like nobody wears masks at all. And then you go into the city and everyone is. And on the subways, they'll have, like, video advertising mask companies and with weird graphics like a dragon that's supposed to represent the virus swooping around and attacking someone, and they fight it off with their mask barrier. And I was thinking, like, God damn, this place has been pimped into some sort of weird, like, fear. And little did I know that would be
us
everywhere.
That was coming
to
a
short amount of time.
Ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Ahead of the game. But
yeah, because like, what I was thinking was like, if there's these big mask companies, and I know this sounds kind of goofy now.
Here we go.
So big mask, is as long as they can keep advertising on the subways, showing the danger of these virus particles as dragons and like demons coming out of the smoky ether realm and attacking people, then it's just going to keep that fear in everyone's mind.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, again, outside of the metropolitan city, no one was wearing masks at all, and it's still relatively populated.
Yeah.
Or highly populated.
Big mask, I believe, is actually, because it's funny because it's like, as far as medical supplies, when we were actually legitimately having somewhat of a shortage last year, we're not in that shortage anymore. And a lot of places want to tell you that, like hospitals, they want to try to like, just try to use as minimal as possible and everything. It's all, to me, it's just a big muddy conspiracy.
Yeah.
I mean, well, there definitely is the big, I didn't mean to come on here and just instantly get into COVID conspiracies, but
let's do it.
You
let's
mean
do it.
truth?
But it's going to be interesting because, with surveillance getting a lot more sophisticated, maybe there is a kind of an upside of like saying, oh, people wearing a lot of masks will hinder facial recognition. Like that's another element that comes out of this because obviously AI technology is getting a lot more severe, so intense, I should say, in Asia, like with kind of the social credit score shit. Maybe mask shit is kind of a sneaky way of getting through this, of hiding who you are.
Yeah, but then haven't they always worn masks? Like, isn't that still commonplace? And so, I mean, how does like China use their facial recognition if you can just wear a mask? I mean, maybe they like force you to put Q codes on it with all your personal information.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
That's the workaround.
That's a dark thought, Rusty.
We laugh now, but
So
listen, it's not on The Simpsons in a year.
If
we're fucked.
If you can't beat them, join them. Yeah. I want to work for the authoritarian state government.
You're like that bum in They Live, the one that joins up with them. Come on, guys. They got all the money. I'm wearing a tuxedo. Check us out here, man. Everything's fine.
I haven't seen the movie, but that sounds about right.
Oh, Rusty, you want to talk about a fun motion picture? It's from the 1980s. It's a John Carpenter movie where aliens invade. Where were they? Was it Southern California? I'm going to say they were in California.
It was. I think it was just a town with no name.
Yeah, just like some small town where Roddy Piper's a drifter who comes into town and gets a construction job. and he finds a big box full of mysterious sunglasses that reveal to him an alien conspiracy that has taken over everything.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with all the memes and whatnot.
It's a
just
fantastic
for some reason
motion picture.
Yeah.
I got to check that out. I don't know. It's got to go on my list because it's just kind of been slipping by.
It's got good salty
dialogue
dialogue in it too. Like he.
So what's on
like
your
salty
list right
dialogue.
now?
Says something like, "Mama don't like tattletales," and racks a shotgun and blows the alien away.
What's
true?
Yeah, what's on your list to watch, Rusty?
Fuck, man, this is difficult because like I pretty much watch every single thing I can think of.
Rock and roll.
Unless it's at least I try to.
Oh, I can throw you some weird stuff like From Beyond.
True. Definitely send me some shit because
like From Beyond is about as dope as it gets. It's the guy that made Reanimator, which is also a great movie. Just about every Stuart Gordon movie I'd recommend to people, like your Dagons, that sort of stuff. But From Beyond is the one that he did right after Reanimator. It's about a harmonic resonator that they turn on that stimulates the pineal gland and allows them to see into an alternate dimension. And it also stimulates their sexual deviancy, so they start getting into like hardcore BDSM.
Sweet.
And then they start seeing stuff from other dimensions, like these weird. I'll describe them as bug creatures, for lack of a better word, but they're very Lovecraftian, like tentacles and slime and
both Reanimator and From Beyond are H.P. Lovecraft based stories.
Excellent.
That's right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But
I forgot about that.
With Requiem with Crazies, what was kind of some of the films that kind of kept your brain kicking and got your brain jolting?
True. Apocalypse Now.
Ooh.
Even though I don't really think there's anything that's reflected in the comic based on it, but at least like as an odd structural thing, that concept of like the protagonist and the antagonist are both kind of inept and crazy in their own rights. Let's see, something else. Well, The Wire.
Oh,
the TV show.
Yes,
excellent.
Just because there's so much. Yeah, that has like some of the best like not what's the word I'm saying?
Police procedural.
Yeah, like a representation of like bums and like drug dealers.
The heels
and shit.
and the villain, the heels and the baby faces. It's the good guys and the bad guys, cops and robbers. Is the premise of The Wire. Is you get to see the cops and how they're setting up wires and different surveillance on the drug dealers, who are, for the most part, it's dudes just trying to make a living. Guys trying to survive in the neighborhoods that they're in, and you see the structure, that the red tape that the cops have to deal with, and you also see the various double deals and the bureaucracy of the drug dealers, because some of they try to turn it into oh man, I can't remember the guy's name now. The one that Idris Elba played.
Yeah, Stringer.
Yeah, Stringer Bell. He tries to make it into like this whole structural like corporate drug dealer thing. Like he's a very smooth operator. Very good.
Yeah,
show.
I always like that concept. I like the concept of just everyone kind of being a piece of shit.
Yeah,
and there's no pretty characters.
All shades of gray.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
That's the
feel
fun
like
of pro wrestling, is the baby faces and heels, like codifies the language in such a way, because you see the good guys and the villains, and the villain has to be a son of a bitch bastard, and the good guy has to be Mr. America, like eat your vitamins, say your prayers. Then somewhere in the 90s, they decided, well, what if our hero was a son of a bitch who drank beers and was a rattlesnake who would attack anybody? And what if the hero claimed to be the people's champion, but he was the bad guy who was very cocky and talked about himself and raised his eyebrow, did all this other stuff like that. That's the fun of what they were up to there, of trying to subvert baby faces and heels, and everything gets real murky.
Well, it was because of the NWO, frankly. The NWO kind of set the tone of the year. Yeah.
It
was NWO, and then WWE followed up with kind of getting a lot more real as it is, because they came with the new generation.
Well, ACW
but that's actually
as well.
Yeah. Well, speaking of a company that was on the Turner broadcast system, AEW, a wrestling program that Rusty, you got to hang out with and get to do some stuff with Tommy End, known as Malachi Black. How was that, Matty?
Oh man, I honestly had no idea who Malachi Black was, but I was slowly piecing it together because Justin Whang had come down to Orlando, and he was like looking for people who might want to, I guess, model some of his merchandise, Tommy N's merchandise. And so I was like, yeah, sure. I wasn't really familiar with them. Go out there, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, I think this guy might, might make a little money.
Yeah,
seeing the inside of the house.
It is a dope looking shirt, the one that Rusty was wearing. The one it's a big white upside down cross, like the one that they crucified that Pope to.
Oh yeah, goddamn, who was that?
Yeah, it was one of the popes.
Yeah, one of those.
They crucified him. I can't remember if it was the first pope or the second pope.
Whatever, it just looks cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's a cool design. It's upside down white cross. It's badass. Everybody like and wear.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Tommy,
whatever I say.
Tommy was he was an awesome dude. It was interesting because really no one knew who anyone else was. And so, we post a picture on Instagram of both of us, and like people, my followers would be like, holy shit, you're hanging out with Malachi Black? I'm like, I guess I am. And some people in his audience would say the same thing.
Yeah.
Not near as many people, but
fair enough.
He was a fairly like he's fairly upper card, like top wrestler.
Yeah.
Well,
he's moved companies now to AEW. Like, he's pretty good.
Yeah, well, he was in the WWE, and he was formerly like one of the biggest stars on the indie scene.
Yeah.
Malachi Black's characters, I would say, it's very much kind of a great companion piece to your content.
For Whang and Rusty, like that's a good pairing.
Yeah.
Have you ever been recognized in public?
Ooh.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, it happens periodically. The other day, I was just walking into a Publix, and someone recognized me on their way out. But then I went to like Halloween Horror Nights. Not a single person.
Really? That's
crazy.
Usually it's in Orlando or something if I'm at a theme park, but I mean, at this point, it's like I feel like I'm kind of just falling off, like slipping into irrelevance.
You literally just hit like 1 million, and then you got like another like 500K to boot, like in like a couple of days. That's not falling off.
Yeah, Rusty is.
Well, that was about 4 years ago.
It's a pivot. It's a pivot. It's a pivot, as they say.
But the
Rusty's
thing is
content's
that
evergreen. That's the thing about his stuff.
You could go away for a long time and come back as if you never left.
Absolutely.
Every time I post something, and most of the comments I get are just like, "I thought he died." Or,
oh my god!
Oh, I remember him when I was a kid.
I think it's just
people. What I figured out about that with people that don't upload really very much. I think it's just their fans just trying to give them shit. They're just trying to break your balls a little bit. But the second you actually put some content out there, they're gonna eat that shit up like crazy.
Yeah,
I hope so.
There's different ways to troll people, and that's a good one, because it'll always get somebody in their head like, oh man, people think I'm dead. Oh shit, I got to start doing more stuff. Like, it's a good way to light a fire under somebody's ass. That's the way I see that, but. If people could take it the wrong way, like, oh man, I guess I suck. I guess I'm no good. Like, what, people think I'm dead? It can go either way.
Yeah, I mean, but I think there's definitely truth behind the criticism. I mean, even this year, I think I've only uploaded maybe 2 videos and did 1 stream. Yeah. Like, I haven't put out any. This is what sucks about YouTube is you have to do it a lot, and for the most part, that's not my main focus. I mean, it's like. Working on the comic book
that takes
up
lot
so
of
much fucking time.
To do the pencil art, the line art, the inking, the coloring, the lettering, and then to actually put the thing together. And that's not even doing the layouts before. What am I thinking? Doing that, then getting the fucker to a printer, then getting that shipped out to everybody. Like, that is a tremendous undertaking. Are you still doing it all by hand?
As opposed to what?
As opposed to like having a middleman, like making all the labels and shipping things out.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I'm like using, just like an online printer, label printer.
So you're
whatnot.
printing it all out yourself, labeling everything, like still.
Yeah, it's like I don't sell enough or frequently to justify hiring someone, and every time I think about it, I'm like, how much would I have to pay them to print out labels and ship out the comics for me?
Yeah,
and that price is usually what I would pay myself to do it.
Yeah.
Fair.
So I just end up printing and shipping them all out myself.
It's a lot easier to do the work myself is something I've found, is going like, well, I could pay this guy. And then it's like, well, I don't know if I love the work that they did, but it's that they did it and I didn't have to do it.
I mean, it would be great not to have to think about it, just to have someone handle all the merch and all the back end stuff. And but then it's like, fuck. What would I be doing in that time? Would I really be using it to create more things, or
is that time
you
would read
sitting around?
Superman comic books?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I actually don't really read too many comic books. I used to when I was younger. And
what was Rusty into when he was younger? Like Preacher, the Vertigo, Sandman, that kind of stuff. Like that's
Sandman, Hellblazer, Sandman,
Hellblazer. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Even younger, I rip on him a lot, but I was into like Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
Yeah.
And,
did you ever read The Demon? The Demon was a lot of fun.
No.
He's
no.
Jen would love this character. He is I would describe him as a warlock from the 1600s who is cursed to have an alternate form that is a literal big yellow demon, Etrigan, and that's like his super powered form. So he'll transform into the demon when he's got to do when he's got to save the day, but the demon is his own character and has his own thoughts and behaviors. And sometimes, like the Hulk, he'll Hulk out and, go destroy stuff or go do his own thing.
Is there anything that would probably, like, as far as like actually like doing stuff and going back like to YouTube, like, is there anything that's just like, I just don't really feel like doing that? Like, is there anything particular that's just like
it's like, when I think about YouTube, I think of a lot of the videos that I was making earlier on just to make videos, and it kind of just seems like content for the sake of content, for just getting views and ad revenue.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a lot of pointless videos that I just made, kind of just complaining about YouTube terms of service updates or something that probably really didn't contribute anything to the world. And so it's like having to make stuff like that irks me to have to think about.
Yeah. So, this is the thing I like about the live stream, like being able to live stream and put that kind of content out, and then take that video, cut that down to the part that's like, all right, this is the relevant part where I'm talking about something that my audience would be into, where I go off about a horror movie or something, or talk, tabletop games or something. Pull that clip, pull that part out, and that's the video. But the live stream exists for the people that want to hear me rant and rave about YouTube and the sacrament and all this crap.
Yeah, that's something I definitely want to do. I need to get better at live streaming. Just it's weird. I'm not familiar with just streaming in general. Seems so odd because I'm just talking to a bunch of fucking anons in a chat.
The strategy that I have seen work best for people is doing like not necessarily a panel, but having a buddy system where you have one other person with you who they're looking at the chat while you're doing your thing, whether you're playing a game or talking to the chat or, working on something. Like even you sitting there like drawing stuff or coloring panels, like that would be good live stream content because you could hold court and talk to people while somebody else read the chat.
I think maybe it's sometimes it's hard to do something when you're so used to doing one thing and then going on stream and kind of not really having a point.
Yeah.
I think that's something that's probably that's not always easy for some people. Some people can flick on a stream, talk a bunch of bullshit, and they're comfortable and they can go on for 2 hours like that. And there's some people just can't do that.
It's a difference.
I find it difficult.
The difference between improv and theater. Like theater, in the theater, everything's planned, every movement, everything's blocked out. You'll know the exact beats of where I need to be, when I need to be, and if somebody else misses their cue, you have to be ready to either vamp and while they're like struggling with a costume backstage or something like that, and vamp in character, or do something, figure out something to stall for time live, or an improv show, which is all like complete chaos. Organized chaos is what I would describe an improv show as. I like, you have bits and voices that you can go to, but it is, it's a matter of what are we doing? Where are we going? Who's going to walk out on this stage and what are they going to say? And what are they going to act like when they get there? And I have to agree with everything he says. Like if he walks out and says, "Hey man, what's it like, being Mexican?" And then I have to pull out a Mexican voice and go, "Oh God, oh man," and then say something back to him. Well, it's about as easy as being a truck driver. And then he explains, and then we go into a whole scene that is ridiculous.
Right.
Where we're building a campfire together. But if I start building a campfire,
you really got to have a plan.
If I start building a campfire and I say, yeah, this is a nice looking campfire here, and he goes, well, you're changing the tire, aren't you? That kills the whole thing. Like you can't. And there's exercises that they'll have you do where everybody's pretending to lift up a manhole, or there's the mirror thing.
Did you
where
take improv classes?
Oh yes, sir. I was a theater major.
Oh shit,
explains a lot.
yeah, that explains a lot. I've done live theater. I've done improv. It's a very, very strange experience. Trying to create comedy live in front of people.
It seems like the potential for cringe is very, very high.
Yeah,
truly.
Yes, but the potential for, we found gold of we all synced up. We were all able to create a ridiculous, very funny scene, whether that's using silly props or a one-liner or that's my favorite thing when everybody's riffing on something, like they'll have like a big box full of crap that usually stuff we've never seen before. And it's all right, grab a prop out of there, walk out, say something funny, and then walk off.
But speaking of things that they've just have not come out yet, I want to talk about the Dead Avatar project, because I saw you in the trailer for that, looking quite good. How's been that process with good old Nerd City?
Well, I'm definitely not a main developer on that. Just kind of a contributing factor. So I'm probably not the best person to speak on it or try to sell the idea. I'm slowly wrapping my mind around NFTs, and it kind of sucks. Like I can see an inherent value and utility in the whole thing, but it's just been so many people have just like had their the taste poisoned in their mouth. Just hearing the name, it just instantly rings alarm bells. So I'm actually really excited to see what Nerd's gonna do.
Absolutely.
I think he's gonna make I don't think I'm speaking out of school, but I believe he's gonna make a video on it to try to like make it a little bit more palatable. So it's not just like, because people get fucking mad.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they do.
They get so tilted.
Like, just how dare anybody make money online? How dare they make something that other people value?
Right. And so here's my mindset a little bit. I would like to try to jump on this thing now, figure it out, and establish something before it becomes so watered down, which it's getting close. But before like, get on it early. Everyone will hate me and they'll all just, whatever, call me a con man and a scammer. Who gives a shit? It's not for them. There's people out there who are actually in this NFT market. I mean, Lush sucks, right?
Absolutely. Good old Leon. Oh, sorry, wait. Lush sucks. Sorry.
No, Lush sucks.
Lush sucks. He's from
literally
Melbourne.
Lives like down the street.
I know. I've instantly met Lush. He's actually very lovely. Yes, he's getting into this as well. Fair fucks to him.
Yeah, and so like he obviously jumped on it early. Got himself established in it and took all the shit, all the criticism, and made a good amount of money. And now is able to do a lot more. And he's still doing the same thing he was doing, just also on a digital realm in the NFT market.
Absolutely, and it's finally giving a little bit more democracy to getting ownership of art. Because obviously it's a hard business to get into, and any way they can support the smaller creators who are doing very interesting stuff, I think that's always a positive.
Yeah, I would love to see the boys with a budget.
It's still so confusing. It's like because all right, yes, the whole thing of it really is just a digital image that you own, but art already was that fucking weird.
True.
Yeah.
Like just buying a painting or buying abstract modern art, anything like that, it's inherently valueless unless there's a value attached to it. And here's my conspiracy, which I don't really think it's too much of a conspiracy. It's all just a scam for moving money around. It's just a way for I don't mean it's the people creating it, like not the creators of the art, but once
Rich
the value
fellas,
gets assigned high enough, this is how you can give $30 million to someone without having taxes taken out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the art heist this century.
They're able to.
It's a hole to get around with it because you can donate.
It's like the mattress firms popping up everywhere.
Yeah,
they're down the street from each other. They literally.
What was the thing with the mattress firms? Because I heard that
it's because and it's true. Like everywhere you go, even out in California, like you have them like a half a mile away from each other. They're mattress stores. Nobody's ever there. Like there's never any shoppers inside and they're just fucking everywhere. So it's like if nobody's shopping there and they're everywhere and their stores just why on earth? Like you can't tell me this isn't like a fucking mafia front. So I think I saw some video. I can't remember who made it. Or somebody was talking about and they debunked it. Just they were trying to say it's just because it's something that it's like low overhead, but high return, which that's questionable. So that's the thing about the whole mattress firm. They're everywhere, but nobody's ever in there. So it's a little.
I think it's also kind of like I wouldn't say a pyramid scheme, but I had someone I knew back in the day who managed one of these mattress firms, and I think what it is like they franchise it out. So someone goes, I live in a college town. They go, wow, I could make some good money selling mattresses, and then they pay into whoever the higher ups are. They get a management of a location and some supplies, and then they just end up having to go out of business a few months later because
they're hung with all that inventory.
That's correct. Okay, that one I haven't heard of, so that might be something. It might be.
Yeah, I do want to look into it because I always find business fronts and like money laundering. Yeah,
because you wonder how many are actually like out there, like right under our noses, and we don't even know it.
Oh yeah. Like, there's some restaurants in town that I see. I walk by them. They're still open. They've been open for 10 years. Their hours are like Monday and Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And I'm like, all right, this place surely is not actually in business. I've never seen anyone go in there. I've never seen them open. Of course, I wake up late, so maybe that's why.
Well, there's a lot of those out here. There's a city called Westminster out here, and it's like a lot of like Asian mafia. So you'll go down like this one major street, and it's all these wedding like dress shops and tuck shops and bridal shops. They're never open. But it's the same thing. They've been open for 20 years, but they're never fucking open. So what's going on in there? So it's like, I've always just heard it's Asian mafia. So I don't know. But it's true. Nobody's ever there. Doesn't matter what time of day, weekends, nobody's ever there.
Bit of the Yakuza. He does a little bit of the Yakuza. Well, mostly empty buildings in, I've heard in America, become spirit Halloweens. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, I believe that's all the old Toys R Us and whatever else, Radio Shacks.
But people go to Spirit of Halloween, though.
Yeah, they're fun stores to walk through and see all the bullshit. It's fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to pay Spirit of Halloween. Some of those prices are a little like, what are you talking about here? And this is ridiculous, man.
Well, they're higher quality than Walmart.
We got a Minions costume there and
Walmart.
The infamous
costume. Wait, you got a Minions costume? Why did you get a Minions costume?
Jen, you need to watch the what did you guys call it? The Wheel of Punishments?
That was the Wheel of Punishments.
That's right.
Rusty
That's right.
Famously dressed up as a minion.
That's right.
And we got Emp Lemon to make his first actual appearance. Yeah, but he was just dressed up like Pickle Rick the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah, I would love to play a game like that just to see how far we would go. Like me and Eggy, like that'd be the game.
You would actually have to travel though, Charles.
Yeah, well, if it was going to be me and Eggy playing Wheel of Pain, I'd be like, all right, I guess
Eggy
one of us will stick our penis in a mousetrap. Let's see who's going to do it first.
Wait, what did Eggy just do?
So Mumpkies has the Wheel of Cursed Meals as well, I guess, as like kind of a follow-up to the Wheel of Punishment.
Yeah.
And he had Eggy on for this last one, and Eggy ate like a pint of Play-Doh.
Holy shit.
He was telling us about it. It's apparently very salty and not so easy to pass.
Oh god.
No, because you really can't digest it. Your body
Yeah,
can't
he was saying on the stream I was on today that he once ate a dozen raw eggs.
Okay.
Said it was very fulfilling. I was like, oh god.
I am worried about Eggy's digestion if it just came out like one of those little Play-Doh dispensers.
That's not that
Yeah,
bad.
He said it came out like in a pasta shape.
Yeah, it's like they mashed the thing down.
Yeah.
Come out in a star shape.
Yeah, right. A long, elongated star shape.
Oh god.
Well, that's one way to clear out the system.
You know when you were like a kid and you'd see the Play-Doh commercials, it'd be like fun to play with, not to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed that. So
Now you can just eat
they
it.
made it so now it's fun to eat.
Apparently.
They were like, fuck it. Let's just add some salt to this shit. People, little fuckers are going to eat it anyway.
Oh, fuck. So what's the plans for Halloween, Rusty?
Ooh, I don't know. I guess I already went to Halloween Horror Nights, and that's kind of a waste of time.
Does it get really crowded? Because it gets crowded at the one here. Like, you can barely get into any of the mazes.
Yeah, like the haunted houses, they take like, you're in line for an hour. You walk through in about 5 minutes.
Wow.
And so fucking goddamn COVID. Normally they'll jump out at you and kind of get close to you to where you feel like a potential physical threat from, the people trying to scare you. But now they had like the sneeze guards, like the clear plastic barriers between between you and the people trying to scare you, and it just really took the whole aspect out. You couldn't even really see them. You can see like a glare off.
That scene in Independence Day where the alien wraps the tentacle around the doctor's voice and starts saying "release me," mashes his face up against the wall. Release me.
Yeah, like that, but considerably less intense.
Yeah, there's one out here. I'm trying to talk people into going to next week, but everybody's kind of being a pussy about it.
Is it really scary?
It's prison themed, and you have to sign a waiver. You have to sign a waiver.
Oh fuck!
Because they can actually
better sign a waiver from me.
They can actually shock you at this one.
What?
Like with the prod.
Wait, so you're saying you can say you go to a prison themed haunted house? It doesn't even sound like it's a haunted house. It sounds like you're going into a rape dungeon.
Well, what it is, I guess they're doing it like a somewhat like pandemic prison theme, and they're yelling at you, they're cussing at you to get in line. They make you sign a waiver. It's I guess it's pretty intense. Like they have to have like the trigger warning outside on the building. But you could wear something called a mercy necklace where it lights up so it alerts everybody that's working there to like not go hard on you.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Is this on my end or I'm having a hard time?
It's connection shitting. Don't worry.
Okay, my audio's okay. It's fucking Discord.
Welcome to Robot Jen.
It's Discord.
That's right.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Sorry, but yeah, Rusty, I will say, what's the weirdest Halloween story that you have?
Sorry,
what's the one that you got?
I really don't have too many weird Halloween stories. I mean, I guess a few years back, me and some friends would like pass out candy with like razors in it and stuff. But
I love doing that. I love doing that.
It teaches them a lesson.
Bust out your good drugs, you know.
We made them sign waivers before they collected candy. So
it was razor blades flavored with candy. You know, it's the front one, pink front.
Right. You can essentially commit any crime as long as you make someone sign a waiver.
All crime is legal if you sign this waiver for one night.
Yep.
Yeah. And, a few NDAs. I heard of another haunted house that was like this guy was running.
Yes.
It might have been the one. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know.
It's like supposed to be.
It's the most like, it's like a saw thing. There's like a list. Oh my God, let me find it. Yeah, continue talking, Rusty. I'll find it.
Wait, where is it at?
So
I'm finding it.
I forget, but it was like, you have to sign a waiver. Supposedly no one can make it through this haunted house because it's so scary. And people, all it costs
McKamey Manor.
Okay, and it's like, isn't it like you have to pay with dog food to get in, and then if you make it through, then you win like $100,000 or something.
Yeah, no one's ever made it through.
Well, they're investigating it, and it's like it's just some sadistic dude in his backyard, just humiliating people and like making them like crawl naked with a leash around their neck and like a ball gag in their mouth. Yeah, and just like hold their breath for a minute in pig intestines, like a vat of pig intestines. It's like weird shit like that. It doesn't even seem like a haunted house.
Yeah,
exactly. It's like Fear Factor.
Stuff.
Yeah,
I would love to go on Fear Factor.
It's in San Diego.
It's one of those things where I think, man, I'd just be like Teller from Penn and Teller, just no sell everything. Right into the pit of snakes, right underwater, and not give a shit.
I mean, if that's the case, then I'm just going to start one in my backyard and, like sew people's like mouths to other people's assholes. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
As
long as they sign that waiver.
they shave your head, they physically abuse you, like they scream at you. They've got like a team. Like I've put it in the podcast
they can't
contact.
I mean, like how much is the abuse?
So they physically. They've actually got like a list. Let me go back here. Of 27,000 people are on the waiting list as of 2015, and they put they torture you, they hang you up and shit. Like it's like psychological torture. And people, like, there's some people who've come back multiple times to see how far they can get, but all of them break. All of them break, unfortunately. But this is like, if you're a sadist, this is how you make money and you satisfy that deep urge.
How many people have won? How many people have, like, completed it?
Zero.
I want to know how many people have. Nobody.
Nobody. Zip. Zero. Nobody makes
it's $100,000 prize.
Is that what it is? Is it
$100,000?
$100,000. Let me find it. I don't remember saying
there's got to be multiple. Like I don't believe that there's just one. There's got to be multiple of these shits.
Oh yeah, there has to be.
I guarantee somebody's
doing this
to
win.
Like this is.
Oh yes, there is.
People love
dog
those
food.
Saw movies.
Okay. So you pay in dog food.
Yeah, there's no entrance fee, but you can pay for the dogs who are going to be there. It's a weird fuck ass thing. Let's go. There's actually a website that looks. Oh my, Rusty. Look at this goddamn website. I'm a person here.
Yeah, let's take a look here. It is the most
ugly, like, GeoCities motherfucking looking site.
No, that's beautiful.
The website that walks right out of 2002.
GeoCities are amazing. Come on now.
There's a 40-page waiver.
I'm reading all that.
Pass a drug test.
I know. Too long to read. Fuck this.
Oh God.
Wait, you post this in
context.
In voice. Okay. Yeah, podcast context.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this. Yeah,
I'm showing this on screen for the people at home.
This is like 1997.
I'm happy for you, or sorry that happened. I ain't reading all that shit.
You really don't want to do this.
He's apparently invested $1 million into doing this.
Oh, 18 to 20 with parents' approval, you can do it.
How many lawsuits? There's got to be lawsuits.
Oh, the waiver takes care of it. The prize is $20K.
Oh, $20K.
20K.
That's $20K. And that can't be that bad if it's 20.
Yeah, $20K.
I mean, apparently it is, but Jesus, you got to think $20K to go through just
torture.
Some guy's fucking it's just.
It doesn't say anything about me pissing on him, though. I can piss on the guys
some random guy in his underwear telling you, like, no, it's legit, trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so then, you get to $20K and 33% are taken out in taxes, and you're left with, some impossible to calculate number.
And you have PTSD forever.
We've had
Has anyone died in this thing?
No. Somebody had a heart attack and they got to get taken out. But there is I think God, literally a username God, who's an admin for us, posted here saying torture porn, haunted house, accused of sexually assaulting attendees.
Oh, geez.
Wow. There you go. Wow. There's your motive right there.
Wow.
Touch some boob and touch some butt.
Jeez, I can't believe guys who run a shady haunted house that's full of fetishy stuff would turn out to be perverts. What is this country coming to?
This is candy in a van for adults.
Yeah,
exactly. Unfortunately, yeah.
Wow.
But it's interesting that people go for this horror element, and when they get put in these situations, they realize, oh yeah, this is really fucked. This is genuinely fucked.
When I go through a haunted house, here's what I want to see. I want to see guys dressed up as all the movie monsters. So that's Frankenstein, Wolfman. Your Draculas, your Leatherfaces, Freddy Kruegers, Jasons, that sort of stuff. Any combination of those characters, you want to have them. You want to have some kind of Jaws at some point, or like a something shark related. You have to have that. Maybe a zombie room. We once went through one that had a guy dressed up as a Ghostbuster, and he was doing a striptease. He was dancing around with
sounds terrifying.
That was funny.
What mazes did they have in Orlando, Rusty?
They had like I only went in 2, but I forget what they were. There was like a Beetlejuice one, which I don't understand that as a haunted house.
Not horror, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a comedy.
Yeah.
I remember spending.
I don't know. It was Leatherface. There was like a Leatherface one, and that was kind of cool. It's just a lot of people with chainsaws. Hey, I heard this. Someone mentioned that there was like an 11-year-old kid who got accidentally stabbed. Like one of the people, I don't know what they call them, like the scares, I guess.
Scare actors, yeah.
They had a crazy name for them.
Yeah, and he had a knife, and then he accidentally got too close to this 11-year-old kid and actually stabbed him and killed him.
Just found it.
Shit.
I just found it. Holy shit.
Woo.
Stabbed a kid.
Why
Stabbed
did
him
they
in
use
the
a real
foot?
knife? Why did they
Right.
use a real fucking
Yeah,
knife?
you can get a pretty good looking fake ass knife. Like there's stage knives. You can get fake stuff that's good. That looks great.
This is a fucking haunted house in Ohio. It doesn't even have to look nice. Come on now.
The one I went
I'm
to.
seeing quotes. I can't explain why he brought the real knife. He should have been using a fake prop or rubber knife. Obviously, a poor decision on his part to bring a real knife to the fairgrounds. And he's been criminally charged with negligent assault as a result of making that decision.
You're going to love this part, Russ. We upgraded their tickets, and they went through all the houses and then said they had a great time when they were done.
Right, that's at the scary, the impossible to... Wait, what was that? Is that in this article?
That's on this article.
Right,
yeah, that's at the bottom.
What the
Wait, so they gave them the 11-year-old kid got stabbed to death.
It doesn't say that he was stabbed to death. Did he die? Like, where's
okay.
killed? Yeah, I don't.
Well, I like it better
dead.
than he died.
It says they stabbed him in the foot.
Well, that's not the story. But yeah.
I guess they were playing the knife game with their feet.
And just like, all right, patch
Rusty,
him up.
would you play the knife game with your feet?
Well,
you know what? I don't think I will.
I wasn't even gonna bring up knife game. I wasn't even gonna bring it.
That's what he's saying. Like that's what he got over with. Like everybody has old gimmicks that they got over with. And
you've got to be sick of people asking you for more knife game, huh?
I mean, well, that's kind of the joke. Like, all right, so I brought that upon myself. Most of the things that like I get constantly from fans, like the whole more knife game thing, I intentionally made that the thing. Yeah. Like how I just fucking hate hearing it so much because I knew people would just like constantly post it to troll me.
Yeah.
You got to sell the gimmick.
Yeah. It's like, that's a part of the thing is I fucking hate kids and that's all they keep asking for is more knife game. And then of course I made that first video that was almost 10 years
yeah.
ago. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
so
it's the talent show thing.
It'll follow me forever.
What do they call that? It was one of the
Schlagbar.
It was one of the foreign things, like a foreign talent show thing.
That's what he just said.
That was it was called Unschlagbar. It was in Germany.
Unschlagbar.
And that was 2013.
Oh, Unschlagbar
which
with Rusty Cage.
Right.
Yeah. And you ended up winning that, correct?
Rusty. Yeah, I did. That was the turning point for when I was like, oh shit, I actually might be able to, quit my actual day job and just become like a gimmick parlor knife guy for a living.
It's a good gimmick, man. Everybody
Yeah.
Everybody shits on stuff like that, but I go, man, there's jugglers, there's fire eaters, there's guys, clowns, impressionists. Like everybody has.
Can you actually put clowns in that though?
Clowns, wrestlers,
can clowns
comedians
actually do like parlor tricks though? Now, some of them
But
can.
it's like, YouTube just
the way
restricts all these, demonetizes them, takes all these videos off, and then it's like, and then I see Steve-O fucking sliding down a slide naked, breaking a bunch of fluorescent lights on his dick.
And that's perfectly, and it's perfectly
channel,
okay.
On What's His Face's channel, they pretended to cut off Steve-O's balls. They had like Play-Doh balls made up, filled with like jelly or something. Like, oh man, I'm gonna cut off my balls. Ah, like, and meanwhile, the knife game, this guy singing a fun song about doing the same gimmick as Aliens, the bishop scene where the robot guy lays his hand over the other guy's hand and does the knife. Everybody knows the knife game. Everybody's seen it. Everybody's played Red Dead Redemption. They know. And this guy's singing a nice, fun little song about it, and other people sing their song, and they try to do it like it's a whole thing. YouTube hates it. YouTube hates good content. It's good content.
I think they hate. I'm got to be on a list or something. I mean, I uploaded a video. It was just a question and answer video, and just as like a quick gimmick, I got a pair of whitey tighty underwear, and then I froze them, and in the freezer, and then I just threw it like a frisbee, and that got age restricted and demonetized for sexual content.
What?
Fucking tighty whiteys. I remember that.
Unbelievable, man. Well,
is there a guy?
I appealed it. And they said,
"Is freeze framing your underwear a fetish?"
I don't know. I mean, maybe it is. I just had no idea. It was someone asked, like, every time people ask questions, they just ask really stupid shit. Like, do you ever freeze your underwear? And so I was like, all right, let me actually do this.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, apparently it's not good for YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
So,
that was
not safe
just
work.
whoever was manually reviewing that, like, had sand in their vagina that day.
I don't know. I think it was a
something.
robot.
You think it was a bot for that?
Yeah, fucking probably robots. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's across the board with that kind of nightmare shit, and as well as appearing on a certain person's hard drive in that FBI watch list stuff. It's that's infamy is all about life. Sometimes it's life tends to be a fucking venture sometimes. And
who among us isn't on a list somewhere on a government?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
because we've talked about haunted houses and spooky season, what's probably, it could be movie, it could be whatever. What's the craziest shit you've ever seen?
The craziest shit I've ever seen.
Fucking craziest shit you've ever seen.
Oh man. For some reason, questions like this really make me clam up.
Yeah, Jen and her crazy
what comes,
questions.
I like doing that. I like doing that.
Yeah, there's a crazy video nasty from Europe where the guy eats the baby out of the woman. That one's pretty crazy.
What the fuck?
Name of it starts with
like
an A. I can't think of the name
IRL
of it.
or
this was a horror movie. The video nasties was a big list of movies that England banned.
The UK scene. But but anything that comes to your mind, Rusty. What's when I say
well,
weird?
I was thinking like if this can apply, if the question can apply to things on the internet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right. Oh, cool.
Anything.
Yeah, so I mean I definitely watched a lot of those gore videos and there was one cartel videos are particularly naughty.
Yes.
I like when they sing rap songs about the guys they've killed. It's like we've already killed you. Now we're gonna sing a diss song just to mock your soul.
So there's two. I mean, one of my favorite ones I just love the name of is Brazilian Jelly Arms, which Brazilian Jelly Arms is all right. Top 10 places I don't want to go. Number 1 is a Brazilian prison, and here's why. If they don't seem to like you, some of the other inmates, what they'll do is they'll pull your arms through like the prison bars, and one guy will tie like a shirt around your hands. And so your arms are like pulled out taut, and then another guy will hit your arms with a lead pipe and break the bones as much as they can. So then after they've broken your bones in like 20 different places, they grab your arms and you know like those exercise ropes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the stretchy ones.
Yeah, no, not the stretch ones, but like the ones where you have to like make what you have to just
up and
shake them up and down. Yeah, so that's what they do to these guys' arms, and since there's no joints, his arms just look like jelly.
That's amazing.
Hell.
That's
so they take
amazing. I like that.
I don't know if I caught that one. My man Pose Law, he posts a lot of like crazy videos from China and things like that of just weird sinkholes that just erupt in the middle of a street, and then you see a little guy on a scooter coming by that doesn't see the hole, bonk right in the hole. Gone.
Just falls in. That's how you do it.
Completely different.
That's
videos of escalators where it's just like here's a woman and her child going up an escalator, and then at like the last second, the escalator at the top opens up and just absorbs a woman.
Well, see, because like back in the day, we really didn't have like a lot of options with that. It's like when you were like maybe. For me, it was like early teens, like we had Rotten.com, and then
Rotten. I'd go on there when I was.
E-fucked came into place,
Rotten.
and that it completely just ended up being like everything. Somebody commented in one of my videos today. They're like, "Well, if you think that's bad, you never want to look on E-fucked." Ha ha ha! I'm like,
yeah,
he's got
see porn
no
bloopers.
idea I lived there.
E-fucked is so scuffed.
Guy who goes to a porn website and just types in bloopers.
I lived on that website.
That fucking owl with his dick out every time you know the next page, boom, right there.
The porn outtakes with the prolapse rectums. Those are the best.
Pink socking.
Oops, sorry, my asshole fell out.
Whoops! Like, what do you do once that happens? Once the
well, I feel like the
She
scene's
just
over.
She just pushes it back in.
Swish.
Like it's just like
show must go on, Rusty.
Yeah, I mean, sure, that's a professional move right there.
She wants to get her $300 and go home.
Super creep.
Yeah. I worry about since they took off, live leaks and they're kind of making it all these gore sites harder to find. I think that's worse for society because
if they go underground,
those videos for me, they make me look around and really absorb my surroundings whenever I'm out and about. Like, all right, could a car lose control and hit this telephone pole and that pole just like instantly flies down and crushes me or something like that. You realize what the potential of how you can die, what that potential really is.
Yeah, the secret dangers around the world.
Once you see that real life Final Destination kind of shit going down, it's tremendous how many things everywhere. Like you see a wire go by, just fly out really far, really fast, and go, holy shit. Or a down
things I'll never
pole.
do.
Or
I'm
see
staying
logs,
away from laves.
Logs fly off a truck.
Yeah, like those newspaper machines that just run newspapers by really quick. I'm not touching any of those. I'm not getting near them.
Anything that has a conveyor. Like
I had a friend that
some Grizzly level
worked
shit
at one of those jobs and said it was a bitch. Said those things would cut the fuck out of him all the time.
Oh shit!
Yeah, hopefully
there's got to be people that like lose hands. Like there's just
that's
no
what
way.
He said too. Said that there was a dude that had lost a finger.
We lost.
I won't jump off high cliffs into water unless I know for a fact that there's not like a clearance.
There's so many situations that just hit hard on rocks, or the water is shallow as fuck, and you just see the bounce. Oh yeah, I completely agree, buddy.
Would you ever do the wingsuit deal where you jump off a cliff and then try to thread through a little hole?
Fucking what?
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think I saw a few of those gone wrong as well.
Fucking Far Cry level shit. Bounce.
The only guy who can afford to die like that is the sucker with the bread to buy it.
True.
Right. I was thinking about skydiving though. It seems like that'd be a lot of fun. Something I kind of want to do.
I know a fella who said he made some money doing that when he was in the army. So they paid him extra $20. I think he said 25. It was extra $25 if he did the two of those the jumps out of the airplane. He said the first time he was dumb enough to just jump out. And the second time he had to be pushed. It's like, that's it. I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, I was reading on some of the statistics, and it's like 1 out of every 1,000 jumps require them to release their backup parachute.
Oh, yeah.
And that seems like not a big enough ratio.
Yeah, I don't like those odds at all. And it's like usually with my luck, like that would be me.
Yeah, and they have to pack the parachutes back in again, and sometimes they're susceptible. It's always a roll of the dice, but there's gotta be a lazy
fucker that didn't feel like checking something somewhere. There's too much human error there that I just don't trust.
Yeah,
right. Especially once you do it for a living and you get used to it. You probably going to work hungover or something. You're just not really paying attention because you're just going through the motions at some point.
Just picture like a carny, like a grizzled carny guy who runs the Ferris wheel all day. Except instead of a Ferris wheel, he runs the skydiving. He's just jumping out of the plane
video?
all the time.
Yes.
A couple months ago of that one, I don't think it was here in the States. It was somewhere else.
A foreign place.
It was a carnival ride that started
rocking.
It swung side to side.
Oh yeah, they had to have people run up and hold
back and forth.
And,
it was
and people had to jump on to stop it from falling over.
Never ever fucking go to those places.
Yeah.
When people have to jump on the ride to stop it from immediately falling over, that's a bit of a fucking worry. That puts some rate.
And the carnies are just standing there like, whatever. Exit to your right.
Carnies.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not much you can do at that point.
Truly.
You just have to stop the ride, and it has to still slow down. I'm wondering if those people that were trying to counterweight the ride were actually doing anything, because those rides are pretty heavy, I would imagine.
The inertia would be
tons and tons and tons of metal.
If they're actually helping or just getting in the way, if it does tip over, they'll all die.
That's why carnivals are kind of a no-go.
Yeah, it's
carnivals are badass.
Yeah.
No,
it can be both sometimes. But as a kind of a wrapping up point, since we're on the Halloween, this is the Halloween time. What's one piece of content that you recommend people check out? Like movie, TV, book, whatever. What's the recommended for you?
For Halloween themes.
Yeah. Or something to watch on Halloween, or even around the season. What's your go-to that you always find yourself coming back to?
Well, I'm always a big fan of Alien, the first one.
Yeah, it's a dope movie.
Yeah.
Haunted house in outer space.
Right,
Such a great concept.
Good psychological thriller.
That'd be actually an interesting one to see you have a crack at. Alien Isolation. Have you heard it? Have you played that?
No, I've heard of it.
Yeah,
one of my roommates was playing it.
I was going to say, because it actually runs through the first Alien film. Basically, there's a DLC, but I think that would be a great thing to see you have a crack on stream, because I think you'd get a big smile of it, and it's very it matches the theme perfectly, and it's a great time.
Yeah, they make the alien actually as menacing as he should be.
And it's actually intelligent.
Right.
It's intelligent, and it reacts to how you are. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I would say anything trauma. Like I'm a big trauma mark. Like Class of Nukem High, a bit of Toxie, but
Trauma's War.
But actually speaking,
Trauma's War is so good.
Outside of trauma, I would say Street Trash. Street Trash is a
excellent movie.
Body horror to the perfect extent. It's
people like bubbling into like blue goo and things of that nature.
Yeah,
okay. It's a crazy movie. Yeah,
absolutely. But what about you, dear Jen? What's on the Halloween for you?
I don't really know. I'm dressing up. I'm dressing up as Mindy Simmons.
Oh, okay.
Mindy Simmons.
Simpsons.
Oh,
is it?
She loves her Mindy. She's always the temptress.
But that's
Mindy,
like a party. But other than that,
like, you found me a turkey.
I just don't really have plans. Like it's just
you don't watch anything? Maybe Nightmare Before Christmas
horror movie.
Well, I mean the new Halloween, but
Halloween Kills.
Halloween Kills. Maybe like one of my favorite.
Some good stuff on Shudder.
Yeah,
There's running a lot of great stuff on Shudder right now.
I run the tabletop game stuff, so I'm doing a version of Ravenloft. Instead of their jabroni Dracula, I just go, it's Dracula. Like you gotta stop and kill Dracula. I put Frankenstein, the Wolfman in there, and other weird characters like I do a bad Chong impression, so I made Chong into a preacher.
Nice.
A friendly priest.
You know something fun that people should probably look up is the Spawn animated series.
Yes, Todd
Excellent
McFarlane.
show.
Yes,
Keith David. I love the intros where you see Todd McFarlane talking about something before the show. Those are always great.
No, I actually I mocked that for one of my comic pitches.
Oh,
like I mocked the intro, or because he's
way over
Todd
the top.
McFarlane's kind of got a lisp a little bit.
Hello, my name's Todd McFarlane, and welcome to Spawn. That fucking bit. Oh,
there's a great piece of tape you can find
Spawn.
of Todd and Rob Liefeld, where they're designing the character that would become Overkill. Overkill, I think, is what they ended up using in the Spawn book, but I think Stan Lee calls him Overkill. As they're designing this character, sitting there with Stan Lee over the course of like 30 minutes in this video.
Yeah,
it's a fun video.
So
it actually does sound pretty
actually
sick.
Evil Speak with Clint Howard. Go watch that if you've never seen it.
I like the Ice Cream Man with Clint Howard.
Ice Cream Man is really good, but Evil Speak, it's funny. It's early 80s. It's like it's demons. It's cool priests. It's hilarious fucking dialogue, and it's early 80s computer hacking. It's hilarious as fuck.
A fantastic Clint Howard movie. It's got the feller from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the one that played Carlton. Him and Seth Green are they're part of a group of like at-risk teens that are on like an outdoor retreat, and they're menaced by giant evil ticks.
Okay.
And the ticks are even more menacing because they're all like looped up on moonshine and stuff from crazy hillbilly Clint Howard, who is also menaced by the ticks. It is a fantastic, fun, dumb movie.
I like those.
It's my kind of rubber monster. When I say, man, I'd love to make a movie like Ticks. It's so much fun. It looks like it cost, a fair amount of money to make, but the people that they gave it their all, they really went with the premise. Clint Howard always delivers. Like he goes so far over the top as this crazy redneck menaced by ticks. And it is just
but
him.
But alas, he will always be Opie's brother.
Yeah.
No, I was just seeing that. I had no idea he was goddamn, I just forgot his name. Ron Howard's brother.
Yeah. I mean, the guy. Well, he was on that the Gentle Ben thing. He was on. He has a very famous Star Trek episode he's on with the Corbomite maneuver. He's done a lot of good stuff.
He's certainly an ugly looking person.
He is not cute.
He has a pumpkin head.
That's another good film to check out. Pumpkinhead. That had that horrible video game that came with Pumpkinhead. It's a nightmare.
I've never played that.
Yeah, we're big Lance Henriksen fans on this podcast.
I love Lance Henriksen.
He's so good. He's so good. He's the star of Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, there's a vampire movie with who's the other guy who was in Aliens who died He was in Twister.
Oh, you're talking about Near Dark.
Yeah, Near Dark. Yeah,
Also a good one.
That's worth watching.
That's a great one. That's such a fantastic movie. When people tell me they're big fans of Lost Boys, they go, "Well, have you seen Near Dark?"
Right.
And nobody's ever seen Near Dark, but everybody's seen The Lost Boys.
Everybody's seen The Lost Boys.
Also,
because there's so many. Because there's cute boys in it, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they love boys.
Dark City is another one that people sleep on a lot.
Yeah, Dark City. I like the movie that used the Dark City sets, The Matrix.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
That was a good one.
Yeah, but there's a.
Did they really?
Wait.
Yeah, they just used their sets. They're like, yeah, they've got all these like city sets.
I didn't know that. I actually didn't fucking know that. That's crazy.
And
they had the abandoned city. Like, why not?
Absolutely. But there's a lot of things to enjoy coming into the Halloween season if it's not already Halloween.
Coming in, this episode is airing on Halloween.
I didn't want to give it away, but it's releasing on Halloween.
You want to see the Stuart Gordon movies, your Dagon, your Reanimator, your From Beyonds, John Carpenter flicks, The Thing, your Halloweens, your Christine. Don't sleep on Christine. You got They Live, fantastic movies. Even the ones like The Prince of Darkness and Mouth of Madness. I love Mouth of Madness. I didn't hate the John Carpenter version of The Village of the Damned either. I didn't hate that one.
It wasn't bad. It gets shit on a lot. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's not top tier greatest movie of all time, but it was a fun movie with like spooky killer kids. Like what are you looking for out of a movie? I don't need every movie to change my life and make me feel affected at a deep level. Sometimes I just want to see a movie where a bunch of albino kids kill everybody, and only Kirstie Alley and Christopher Reeve can stop them.
Truly.
Right. Yeah. If the concept is interesting enough, then it's worth consuming.
Like Critters. Critters is such a stupid, like, clearly feels like a derivative of Gremlins, but Critters 2 takes it to such a great level because that's a Mick Garris script on that one. Because he took he made it into like a holiday thing where there's the Easter eggs, and so all the critter eggs get spread all around town, and we get to see a scene of a guy in a bunny suit being menaced by the critters, and the critters doing all sorts of goofy things like forming together into a giant critters ball, and then just rolling over a guy, and you see him just reduced to a skeleton as they've eat him. But really, it's a beach ball that has the critter stuff like put on over it, and so it's bouncing around. It's a great fun movie.
Yeah.
Besides Alien, what else you got?
Oh, I mean, I think I kind of threw some out there. I mean, After Dark, The Spawn, scary movies. I don't really watch too many of them. All right. So I do like the newer ones that everyone's probably already seen. I like The Witch. I like Hereditary.
Oh, yeah.
I love Hereditary.
What about Bone Tomahawk? Did you catch that one?
Yeah. Bone Tomahawk was awesome.
Also,
I think that's
dope movie.
That's the one where it was like they thought it was a Native American, like a savage Native American tribe, and it was actually like a subhuman. Yeah, troglodytes. No, I just watched that one. That's definitely worth watching.
Dope movie. Sid Haig, good in that one. A good cameo by him. Sid Haig and David Arquette are right there at the beginning. They're bandits.
Oh, true. Yeah, any movie with David Arquette is a good Halloween.
Yeah, I love David
too.
Arquette. I liked him as the vampire on the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie.
I would have thought you would have said Ready to Rumble, the wrestling movie from WCW.
C-Spot Run.
Absolutely. A lot of good stuff, but there's a lot.
Did you ever see his horror movie that he directed called The Ripper?
No.
It was a horror movie about someone wearing a Ronald Reagan mask and killing teens.
That's David Arquette?
David Arquette wrote and directed. I know he directed. I don't know if he wrote it. I assume he wrote it and directed.
Right.
But I know he directed that one. It's called The Ripper.
Oh. Well, that's on the
Not
list.
The Gipper.
Sure, I have to check that out.
Exactly. So we got a lot of lists, a lot of content on that list. But I think two things I can definitely recommend right now are going to rustykcage.tv and checking out both part one. So 1 and 2 of Requiem of the Crazies available right on the site. And also, I have to highly recommend picking up the physical copies, including number 3. How's been number 3 handling around this season, about the spooky season, my good friend?
Oh man, it's been also thank you for the plug. Yeah, 3. I'm just finishing it up now. I'm kind of just waiting on getting a few pages back from like collaborators, some contributors to the book.
Fantastic.
And then I'm sending them out to the printers, and the next month will just be packaging comics and shipping them out. That whole part of the process. But yeah, three's 3 is done, and can't wait to take a break and then finally get started on the 4th one.
Oh, fantastic!
It's going to take up essentially my whole life.
How much of a break are you gonna do?
It's like I'd like to make an album,
Ooh.
and make some YouTube videos.
Good. Yeah, we didn't even
Nice.
mention that Rusty's a great musician.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like Rusty's that Gangstalkers
Absolutely.
album in particular, fantastic. Everybody like and subscribe. Like that's good stuff.
Gangstalkers is like, that's
some real
that's the favorite.
bangers on that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that got a lot of schizophrenics put them in my DM.
Oh, I remember
They're
watching-
like, they're like, are they following you too?
Yeah.
The helicopters, man.
People calling me a piece of shit for that song. Like, I'm like, why? Why am I a piece of shit? Because this is a real thing. This government are harassing people. I'm like,
Wait,
okay,
were like really like paranoid gangstalker people really in your DMs?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, a lot.
Well, Gangstalkers is
my
100%
God.
real, Jen.
Because of
was that
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 song.
infamous video that you did where you reviewed some of the people talking about the Gangstalkers thing about stuff. It's like, oh no, he's clearly like influenced by the devil and the whole being influenced by God in the side. I was like, that truly shows that you've
and for
you've
some
really
reason
made
they
a
always
mark on
drive
their-
those red cars.
in their world. Absolutely.
Yeah, if I could just leave this world with one thing, it would just be my contributions to gang stalking.
Yes.
I think you've definitely made that absolutely crystal clear. But hopefully, I would love to see the streaming element, like designing the stuff on stream going forward, because I think that a lot of people go like, I know some of my art friends doing a lot of their streaming work being just the artistry that they do with comics. It's
Right.
Yeah.
I know. I really want to. I gotta figure out how to draw and talk at the same time, because normally I'm just like in a
Get
whole
too,
world of
like,
my own.
zoned out.
So like I
in
said,
what you're
you
doing.
got to have
Yeah.
a buddy. The
Right.
buddy system for live stream. Have somebody there who's like reading the chat, like, oh, here's something interesting. Charles Kahn asked if you like baloney.
well,
Right, exactly.
You did a little bit of that with the Rusty Still Live live stream. That
Yes,
half a little
that
while.
was like a couple. I was about to say there was like that.
Yeah, little green goblin
Yeah,
aside.
I really like. I like that that concept of kind of setting up a live stream like a show. I just need to actually do it.
It was
Mhm.
good.
Right on.
It was
Yeah,
good,
it's good.
for sure.
Good stuff, man.
Well, absolutely. That's something for everyone to look forward towards too. And also, I'd say perfect time to jump on Spotify or any audio platforms that you have and check out Rusty Cage's albums. Some of them just work perfectly for this season. Like,
Yeah.
there isn't any God.
It's some good jams, man. Like some good, like genuinely, like, man, why isn't this song like super popular? Like this should be in commercials and shit. Like why isn't this
That's what
all
I'm
over?
saying.
Exactly.
Jump on good old Bandcamp. That's always a great place to grab content, as well as Patreon. Patreon.com/RustyCage. Very
Wow, yeah.
jump in that bad boy. Get yourself some
Get in there.
support the lad, because the content's gonna come quick and fast. Because
Yeah.
I know how it comes to like, a large project.
Rusty's also got his own podcast that he does with the boys, with Momkey and Reactor and Trash Rats.
Sometimes them.
Absolutely.
Sometimes
Trash Rats
Emperor
podcast.
Lemon.
Like together. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But yes, Rusty,
good podcast.
thanks so very much for joining us today, Matty. I do genuinely appreciate it, and I'm glad to hear that everyone's getting a little bit better every day, and I can't wait for number 3 to drop and absolutely shake up the world. And it's going to drive 4. I can't wait for 4.
Mhm.
I cannot wait for 4. But
Oh man, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. It's good to talk to you all and put a voice to
the
The
ship
crazy-
to the Twitter avatar.
The weird,
Yeah.
the weird memes and crazy schizo posting.
absolutely.
The legendary like trash talks.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of great trash, Jen's latest video was on some great trash, wasn't that, Jen?
Mm.
Yeah, I'm never doing a video about porn again. It's never fucking happening again.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
fuck.
gonna bring out the crazies.
Yeah, Ed was.
You know what?
Ed was
Because
penis
like
hands.
you miss some penis. Like it's
You missed
absolutely
some penis.
there was just penis.
Should have
like,
had
and
me
it's
inspected.
Dude,
I would have been.
never
I'd
again.
have
I'm
been
gonna
the
make
pecker
something on
inspector.
porn.
Yeah, which came of this podcast itself. Ed was penis hands, and
Love Edward Penis Hands. It's one of the funniest things I think somebody's ever thought of.
It's great, but if I
Like-
never ever see anything related to it ever again, I'm fine. I'm over it.
blessed.
like there's such stupidity in
Thanks.
porn parody, and that one in particular is just the name alone is inspired.
Absolutely. And hey, the director himself came out and said he liked it at the end of the video. But I will say,
he was on like a Conan or something.
Exactly. Go and check that out. But Charles, what's happening on the streams, my good friend?
Well, brother, you know me. I do live streams sometimes on twitch.tv/CharlesCon. I am the Masked Bastard on Twitter. I'm always posting the wildest memes, like Garfield stuff on Mondays. Just different themes on different days. We're ending Spooky Month, heading into November, so we'll see what kind of craziness I can get up to. We'll see where it goes.
Rock and roll.
I think my live stream schedule is going to start hitting off again. Like that's the goal.
When time gets freer, as they say, and I'm always working on stuff in the background. Mm-hmm. But yes, one last push. I have to absolutely recommend Requiem of the Crazies. Also, check out the Gangstalkers album. I think anything that will get you going in the season, just say, hey, Google, go play that shit. It'll get you going. Russ, again,
just start bumping Bug Pizza.
Bug pizza.
Bug pizza. Bug pizza.
Exactly. And make sure
I forgot.
Oh, sorry.
As I was saying, I forgot that was on Spotify.
It's on Apple. It's on Apple too.
True.
And youtube.com/RustyCage for what's coming up in the future. Because if you're not already subscribed, you're gonna wanna in the future. But yes, I want everyone to take care, look after yourselves, stay weird, and we'll catch you guys next time.